Hi guys, this is Rusty 78609. I'm in Carrizozo, New Mexico, and apparently Billy the Kid was here at one time. And I'm in a museum that's funded by the city. This is May the 20th, 2017, about I guess 11 a.m. there, Mountain Standard Time. And we're just going to take a little walk through history right here. And I'm going to show you some things that you've probably forgotten about. For example, can you remember those old typewriters, the old Royal typewriters? It goes back a while. And then this up here for you old sailors is a sextant, I think. And then this is a quilt, a beautiful quilt, made by somebody years ago. And it's just beautiful. And there is a Maytag washing machine, guys. And for your parents or grandparents, or great-grandparents, they may have used something like that. My mother had a wringer washer, but she used wash tubs, number 3s. There's an old locking storage bin. It's funny, I can't remember that word. This thing right here, this plunger, that's how you wash the clothes. You just plunge that up and down in the water. And this is an old Singer sewing machine for you ladies out there that sew. And that's an old foot pedal there. My grandmother had one just like that. And I thought that was just too neat. And this is an old well pump right here. And here are some clothing worn by the Indians years ago, or the Spanish. And that is a musical instrument. And we'll go on around. I got to show you these, you'll like this. Of course, this is an old iron fireplace. Probably cooked on top of it at one time. Had the old flue that went up like that. And then in here we have some old school desks, and I can actually remember something like that. I know y'all can't. And how about the Big Chief pads? You remember those? I remember. I used them. And then there's an old kerosene lantern on the desk, a globe, and here's the teacher dressed in her normal attire. Does that look like a teacher to you? You got to love the shoes. You can see them. And on we go. And this is an old kitchen, just like it was back in the 1800s, probably, early. Even got the table set. And there's an old wash tub. That's what I used to bathe in when I was a kid. This is an early ranch kitchen. Check out all this. And here's some old chaps the old cowboys used to wear. Keep the thorns out of their legs and other things. It's going around there. And here's a lady with a baby carriage. Look at that baby carriage. Now that's the way it was years ago. The ones they have now are totally modern, aren't they? And all these people are attired in the attire of the period, whatever that is. And there's a train schedule. Here's an old phone. For all you techies, this is what a smartphone looked like in the early 19th century, or yeah, I'd guess that's probably right, 1900, yeah. An old clock. This would be a smartphone, all right. Some of the old dolls, and that's something they used to really have. Here's an old guy, he's a clerk behind there, he's dressed. And here's some old lanterns that were used by the people on the railroad. And there is a little railroad there, miniature, with a little city set up. And the reason I'm being so quiet, I guess you should be in a museum. People are here to observe things, not listen to me blab. And here's some of the old hats the guys wore, the old toppers. The old top hats. That's a bowler or derby hat, 1900 to 1910. A white paper collar, 1827. Here's an old shirt. And this is a men's top hat, 1900 to 1910. And here's a Bruce sewing machine. And what else have we got here? This is, let me see what this is. This is a spinning wheel. Spinning wheel, keep on spinning. Not many people have used those nowadays. And then we'll go around here. And these are old irons to iron clothes. And actually, you had to heat those in the fire, some of them. I'm not sure. It says the age of irons. All kind of different types. And then there's some down here that are just it says why they retain heat. A cold handle, a hot iron. Look at this one. It must weigh 20 pounds. Oh, you gotta love this one. I mean, this must have been this is the high tech. Oh, this is from Coleman gas-fueled irons were produced between 1929 and 1948. All right. Okay, here we go. W.G. Rathman, M.D., physician surgeon. Look at some of those hats. Check those dudes out. The clothing is fascinating. I mean, I feel like I've come back to another planet. Some of these old pictures are fascinating. And let's go on around here. Here's an old barber's chair. I'll let you look at some of these pictures right quick. I don't know what these are. Let me spin around here. Okay, this is an old barber chair. I can actually remember those. We had one in Kennedy. I don't know if it was that ornate, but we had one. There's the old barber. You know why it was red and like that? Because that's where they used to bleed people. And this is an old post office right here with the post office boxes. Pretty neat, huh? And this right here says Room of the Old West. So I'm going to go through these double doors into the Old West. Okay, here's some guys playing cards. Gentlemen, how are y'all today? And here's Miss Kitty. How about that, huh? From Gunsmoke, is that Miss Kitty? Could be. Old piano. And on we go. Okay, then we get over to some old branding irons and a lot of those. And over here we get into some spurs, and some of these were, this one right here, I think they call back when, this one right, I think they call that a California Rowler. Because I can remember when cowboys used to wear spurs like that. Well, not like that. That would have been a little out of line. And then, of course, they've got an exhibit here of different types of barbed wire. And you can see what they started out with. And the barbed wire, of course, was just used to keep the cattle in their fences. The earliest one I see here is like 1876. And that's right in here. Oops, here's some more, 1868. But anyway, there's some old saddles. There's an old lariat. Some more old chaps. Old saddles. Boy, I'm telling you, those old cowboys, you had to have a rough hind end, didn't you? Riding that thing all day long. And here's one here. This is a pack saddle. You know, whenever you hear about a pack saddle, that's what they did. They built these out of wood, put them over the horse's back. Of course, they put a pad under here so it wouldn't be too hard on the old horse. And then they just hang stuff off that pack saddle. And then there's a collection of arrowheads here. And some old mastodon teeth, looks like. And here's some old brands. We'll go down this right here, just a quickie. Can't hardly see them, not much light. But all those brands meant something. The reason, see, like this guy here, this is a closed-in brand, and a lot of people didn't like those. That's from Stone Ranch, and it's got rock in this. You know, these little deals, like if it was like this, that was a rock in something. There was always, you know, that was just meant it was. And then you had the Flying W. That was the bar W there. But anyway, there's a lot of old brands, and the old branding irons. But what guys would do is they'd make ways to basically counterfeit brands by making some modifications or changes. Anyway, I'll just walk on through here and then we'll be just about done with this one. I find this interesting. Y'all probably find nothing. What else we got here? Here's one here. Milady's, here we go. Milady's Millinery Shop. Okay, ladies, if you can see this, there's some old hats, if you can see them very good. Love those shoes, those lace-up shoes. I mean, you talk about lace up. And no light in here at all. There's some more hats. And here's some pictures over here of some of the ladies, how they used to dress. Boy, they always had fancy hats. Always had fancy hats. You gotta love a woman for her hat. Oh, look at this one right here. Is that good? Like an ostrich in a plume. Anyway, let me go on through here. Well, anyway, I think we're about through, guys. Anyway, this is Rusty 78609 in Carrizozo, New Mexico at about 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time on May the 20th, 2017. Thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy USA made when you can. Drink plenty of water, 3 quarts a day won't hurt you. Basically, just keep your health so I can end this video. Anyway, guys, enjoy. More to come. The adventure continues.